Welcome to Living Acadia TV, the show that celebrates the Acadia lifestyle and features the listings of the Swan Agency Sotheby's International Realty. We're so happy to be back with season 2 of our show, and this season will also, of course, be celebrating the Acadia Centennial for 2016, which already has Bar Harbor and all of the Acadia area buzz. In today's episode, we're going to be showing you a way that you can come and be a part of Acadia and the Acadia lifestyle by owning a bed and breakfast inn. We're going to visit the 4 bed and breakfast inns in Bar Harbor, all a little bit different, all beautiful, and all just waiting for their new owner. And it could be you. We're going to see the Miramonte Inn on Mount Desert Street, the Manor House Inn on West Street, the Gray Coat Inn on Holland Avenue, and the Ulacana located in the Field, which is a really secret little place down behind the banks on Main Street. Some people don't even know it's there until they get there. So come along while we show you those inns, while we give you a little hint about where to hike in Acadia with your host, Amy Cameron, and an idea of things going on in town, and maybe even a peek at a rental so that you can come up, get a taste of the Acadia area, and then want to move here forever.
The Manor House Inn on Bar Harbor's West Street, once known as Millionaire's Row, is one of the village's most beautiful and well-located bed and breakfast inns. Originally known as the Boscobel when it was built in 1887, Manor House has been welcoming visitors to Bar Harbor and Acadia for many years. The large lot and wraparound porch are unique amenities that both the new owners and guests will enjoy. There are 18 rooms in 4 different buildings on the Manor House grounds. The historic main house, the Boscobel Mansion, has 9 of these beautiful guest rooms, as well as gracious and spacious common rooms where breakfast is served to all guests. Ken and Stacy Smith have owned the property for many years and are veterans of the thriving lodging business in Bar Harbor. Aspiring innkeepers will find a thriving business at the Manor House, with opportunities to put your personal touch on this beautiful inn that could also be considered a boutique hotel. Additionally, the property has the 1897 Chauffeur's Cottage, which includes 3 rooms, including the honeymoon suite, the Acadia Cottage, which houses another 4 suites, and finally are the 2 very popular garden cottages, a tiny home of your very own in the middle of Bar Harbor, one of the top destinations on the East Coast.
Ken and I have been in the lodging business in Bar Harbor for more than 25 years. We started with the Wonderview Inn. Ken was the general manager and I came to be his desk clerk. And we worked our way up through the ranks and were able to purchase that several years ago and had 10 wonderful years there. Took a year off and did everything we told everybody else to go and do. Explored the island And then a good friend in the real estate business suggested that we come here, and we chatted with the then owners and fell in love with the place and took a leap of faith. We'd never even stayed in a B&B before this, but stay we have now, and we've been here for 14 wonderful years. The manor house consists of 5 separate buildings. The main house, which is called Boscobel, has 9 guest rooms. We have the Acadia cottage, that's the baby by comparison. That was built in 2000 with 4 guest rooms. We have 2 garden cottages, which are independent, lovely, private little cottages for 2. And then we have the chauffeur's cottage, which is the same generation as Boscobel, with 3 more guest rooms, so 18 in total. Everyone has breakfast here in the main house and afternoon tea as well. It's always been a house for travelers. It was built in 1887 by a gentleman who recognized that people were coming for 6 or 8 weeks at a stretch with their entire family, their servants, their cars, and staying in hotels with maybe 1 bathroom on a floor. So he decided that he would build a house for those travelers, and Boscobel is what he's built. And it's been either a boarding house or a bed and breakfast style of home ever since the day it was built. This location is ideal for anyone wanting to explore Bar Harbor. We're just in one direction, we're half a block to the access to Bar Island. Going the other way, we're 2 blocks to the shore path, the village, shops, restaurants. You can park your car and just go explore. It's wonderful. When we purchased the manor house, we had great help in staff that stayed with us and also from the previous owners. Great instruction. Bar Harbor's home to Ken and I don't think we'll go too far away, so we certainly would be available to help. And I think when you run a bed and breakfast and take on an old home especially, it takes your heart and soul to make it wonderful. And so you don't want to just pass that off to anyone. You want to make sure that it thrives. So we won't be too far away.
The Miramonte Inn enjoys a wonderful location in Bar Harbor on Mount Desert Street, considered the historic corridor of Bar Harbor. This large property comprises several buildings. The romantic bed and breakfast located in the original main house offers 13 of the guest rooms of the property. This listing includes the new Ash Cottage Lodging, where there are 2 two-bedroom suites and 2 one-bedroom rental units. Lastly, the Miramonte Suites building has 4 suites, 2 of them with efficiency kitchens plus potential owner/manager quarters. The location is ideal, a few blocks from downtown and near Acadia National Park on nearly a 3-acre lot. This is an extremely large lot in Bar Harbor and has frontage on both Mount Desert Street and Holland Avenue. In 1890, after having rented the home for several years, the Chapmans, a Philadelphia mainline family, bought the building from Orlando Ashe. They promptly added the Greek columns and renamed it Miramonte. This means, "Behold the mountains," in Spanish and Italian. In those days, there was a rolling meadow between Mount Desert Street and Acadia's mountains. Each room features a fireplace and/or balcony and is uniquely styled with antique and period furnishings. The historic B&B Inn reflects the grace and beauty of the mid-Victorian era. Today, the inn remains a very popular tourist destination and offers the new owner the opportunity to further enhance the beautiful gardens and buildings.
Sherry, what do you love about working on MDI?
I think what I love most about it is helping people who really want to live here or move here. They enjoy the mountains, the ocean, the small town feeling in the winter, the influx of visitors in the summer, the arts, the music. There's just a little bit of everything.
What types of loans do you write?
We write a lot of government loans, VA, FHA, rural development. It helps the first-time home buyer or only home buyer if they don't own a house already. And also a lot of second home buyers, so just the conventional low rates.
So we're here at your office in Bar Harbor. What other areas do you work with?
Anywhere in Maine, but definitely the majority is here in this area.
Yeah. So where are you noticing most of your business is coming from?
Referrals from real estate agents, attorneys, other bankers who might not offer the product that I have, and past clients, a little bit online and from advertising, but 99% is referral.
Is it mostly locals or visitors from away?
It's probably half and half. There's a lot of second home buyers who are used to dealing with mortgage brokers, so they'll ask, who is the mortgage broker in the area? And then there's a lot of first-time home buyers that I'm helping. It's mostly a 50-50 split between locals and people who want to be locals.
Well, thanks, Sherry. It's been great talking to you today.
Thanks, Amy.
Welcome to Season 2 of Living Acadia TV. Throughout this season, we'll be exploring our favorite hiking trails and walking paths recommended by our Facebook followers and fellow colleagues. I'm Amy Cameron, I'll be your trail guide, and together we'll explore the magic of Acadia National Park. This week, we're exploring a favorite to locals and visitors alike, Jordan Pond and Jordan Stream. The surrounding carriage trails are gorgeous, and what better way to spend your afternoon than having popovers at Jordan Pond House.
Jordan Pond is a favorite of Acadia visitors. In high season, you'll want to get there early to find a parking spot, but in the spring and late fall season, you'll feel like you have the park all to yourself. Park in the Jordan Pond parking area, then follow the signs to the trail of your choice. The bubbles are one of the most photographed seen in Acadia. Brandish your camera and shoot away. The views are awe-inspiring. The paths and bridges create a feeling of being one with nature and the magic that is Acadia. Take time to relax. From the Jordan Pond trails, you can move on to the carriage roads along Jordan Stream. Make sure to grab a map at the designated boxes at intersections of the trails to find your way through the many, many choices of trails. Some of the most beautiful sights on the trails are the cobblestone bridges over the stream. You'll see the bridge locations identified on your carriage road map.
Acadia National Park has been around for 100 years now, and that's something to celebrate. We should know we've been here for 135 years. We're the Bar Harbor VIA, the Village Improvement Association. Notables such as George B. Dorr, Dr. Robert Abbey, Charles Elliott, and John D. Rockefeller Jr. all belong to local VIAs. People who care deeply about this area, whose efforts gave birth to Acadia National Park. The VIA was instrumental in shaping Bar Harbor and Acadia as we know them today. Our Paths Committee built and maintained 125 miles of trails, which are now part of the park. One of our first functions, which we still perform, was the upkeep of the famous shore path built in 1881. The VIA continues to carry out its mission, having recently set aside $30,000 for improvements to the shore path in front of Grant Park. We encourage you to support local organizations like ours.
Ulacana, a Swan Agency Sotheby's International Realty Inn listing, is located in an ideal spot for Bar Harbor guests in the middle of Bar Harbor in a private area known locally as The Field. From Ulacana's website we find the perfect description. Tucked away in a secluded area of the village of Bar Harbor, Ulacana Inn is a playful mixture of art and antiques with a constant eye on comfort. The village's shore path and town pier are steps away. The terrace overlooks the harbor, and the door is but a minute walk to the center of town with its shops, restaurants, and activities. Park at the inn and explore the village with ease. Ulacana offers the new innkeepers an opportunity to take over a thriving, popular business and to live in a very unique place, surrounded by Acadia National Park. Dramatic colors and sophisticated styling contribute to a sense of liveliness and fun. The inn is open seasonally from May to October and offers a vibrant lifestyle. You'll work hard and welcome as many guests who love Bar Harbor and the area as much as you do, and then have the off months to take a well-deserved break or pursue another passion. Guests also enjoy a sumptuous homemade breakfast served on the patio overlooking Frenchman Bay or in the large dining room with views of the terrace fountain. There are 10 guest rooms and lovely common spaces, with the major attraction being the Oceanside Terrace where breakfast is served. If you have dreamed of becoming a part of the innkeeping world and this wonderful lifestyle, Ulacana presents a successful business opportunity and a beautiful place to call home. Truly the best of both worlds. Ulacana is ready for its next chapter as Roy and Ellen relinquish the reins to the next owner. Perhaps this could be you. Whoever it is will inherit a story and an experience second to none in Maine hospitality.
When we first started to look for an inn, before we ended up in Bar Harbor as a final choice, so we started in Kennebunkport, we went to Brunswick, we went to Harpswell, we went to Booth Bay Harbor and Camden, and then to Bar Harbor. All of those places were wonderful. But when we came to Bar Harbor, before we even checked into where we were staying, we went into Acadia National Park and we fell in love with Acadia. And I looked at Ellen, who's my wife, and we both decided that this is where we want to be. To be surrounded by the national park was exactly what we were looking for when we chose to come to Maine. Kim Swan showed us the Ulacana, and we had seen some other inns, and we were lucky enough to be able to buy it. And we've been here for 25 years, and it's been great. Ulacana has a wonderful history to it that we didn't even know when we bought the house. The man who built it, his name was Alpheus Hardy, and he had built the first summer cottage in Bar Harbor. It was called Birch Point, and it was right maybe 50 yards away from where this house sits. He then wanted a grander house. It was the late 1800s and everybody was building grander houses, bigger houses. He wanted one, so he built Ulacana. Birch Point is no longer here, so this is the only remaining house of the original summer cottager of Bar Harbor. So it was built in 1885. Alpheus Hardy named it Ulacana. No one knows what Ulacana means. We've had people from all over write us, tell us what Ulacana could mean, and there's not been two definitions being the same. We believe it's from Hawaii. He was a merchant. His travels took him to the Pacific, and we know he had great-grandchildren who were brought up in Hawaii, but they don't even know what Ulacana means. So it's the mystery of Ulacana. We're in the middle of our 25th season of running the inn. It's been a joy. The guests that we get at Ulacana, and I'm sure every inn gets, have been delightful. That part of it has been great. We enjoy the people, we enjoy helping them plan their day in Acadia National Park. The guests that we get love to hike, love to bike, kayak, and that's what we love to do. So it's been really a wonderful experience for us to run the inn for 25 years.
The Gray Coat Inn is located on Holland Avenue, right in downtown Bar Harbor. There is plenty of on-site parking so that guests can leave their cars at the inn and walk to restaurants, shops, and the harbor. There are beautiful common rooms, including a parlor and a formal living room, and featuring the glassed-in breakfast porch, always a special place in the summer for guests to spend their mornings. Gray Coat is a prime investment opportunity with a very large in-town lot with space for possible further investment. The inn has 10 guest rooms in the main house, all with their own private bathrooms. In addition to the rooms in the main house, there are two-bedroom suites in the carriage house behind the inn. Currently open year-round, the inn's new owners can continue this practice or run the inn on a seasonal basis.
Good afternoon. My name is Stephanie Clement, and I work for a nonprofit organization here in Bar Harbor called Friends of Acadia. We help support Acadia National Park through advocacy, through volunteerism, and through financial support for various programs. You're here this year during a very special season at Acadia, our 100th anniversary, the Park Centennial. We now have over 420 park support organizations who are helping us with this celebration, and you can find them in the local communities by taking a look for the window clings that show that they're Acadia Centennial partners. You can also go and visit many museums in the local area, art galleries, and our local educational institutions and the libraries for lectures and exhibits and displays about our national park. And you can, of course, take a wonderful hike through the park to celebrate your own relationship to Acadia. Thanks so much, and be sure to visit the Acadia National Park Centennial website, www.acadiacentennial2016.org. Thanks for joining us.
There are more than 3,000 islands off the iconic coast of Maine. What if one could be yours? Welcome to Scallop Cove on Swan's Island. Peaceful, private, pristine. 36 secluded acres with 2,200 feet of shoreline on a private deepwater cove. Life where the mountains meet the sea. Just waiting for an owner with vision and a passion for the boating life. Perfect for a secluded estate, multiple homes, or family compound. Plenty of flat land for a pool, tennis courts, or golf greens. Plus acres of unspoiled woodland with rustic nature trails. And breathtaking views. Swans Island has a year-round community, and you're just a short car ferry ride to Mount Desert Island and world-famous Acadia National Park. In the towns and villages of Mount Desert Island, including Bar Harbor and Northeast Harbor, you'll find a full range of business services, entertainment, and shopping. and reliable air transportation to Boston and beyond. Let this magnificent property inspire your imagination. Scallop Cove on Maine's Swans Island. Magnificently private. Your island, your harbor, your life well lived.
Located down a long, winding drive to the shore in Somesville, Cove House sits on the edge of Somesville Harbor in a private, serene setting. There are 3 bedrooms as well as a sleeping loft in the main house and beautiful living areas, all with wonderful water and mountain views. The dock brings guests down to the lovely cove off Somesville Harbor. In addition to lots of green lawn to play and relax on, there's a patio for al fresco dining and living. The carriage house unit has its own kitchen, living area, bedroom, and bath. This property sleeps up to 12.